Originally a stand-up comic, Michael Keaton was actually born Michael Douglas, but changed his name for obvious reasons when he made the switch to acting. Why Keaton? Well, he just read an article about actress Diane Keaton. After honing his comedic skills on stage, he started to pick up some TV work and made his feature film debut in Night Shift. And as he discovered, making movies wasn't all fun and games.
It's a difficult thing about being a film actor in any film you do. You know, if you're on stage, you get to perform it over and over and over again and change it and adjust it and add shade here and there. In a film, you have to put it on film and that's it forever.
Keaton's next film, Mr. Mum, made him a star. Following some forgettable roles in films like Johnny Dangerously, Beetlejuice revitalised his career and taught him a thing or two about the movie-making business.
There's this kind of movie reality that takes over, and it's a I don't know how you say it, except it's a very technical, false environment in a way that you try to make look extremely real and natural every day.
Following their successful collaboration on Beetlejuice, director Tim Burton cast Michael as Batman. Fans disagreed with the choice, unable to see the comedic Keaton in the dark and sinister role of the Caped Crusader. Well, luckily, after the film came out, Keaton managed to win over fans and critics alike.
The most interesting aspect, maybe, which is the reason the character has had such strong staying power, is the fact that he is not a superhero, that he is, in fact, a human being.
Getting to play a superhero sounds like a lot of fun, but Keaton discovered acting in the Batsuit was quite a challenge.
The difference in a movement like this and a movement like this, in this kind of movie, the way it was lit, what it's supposed to mean, the difference between those two movements could be huge. So it was a quick lesson in how to simply move your body, use your voice, pull things in just when you think you should maybe be larger. I had to quickly learn how to adjust to what the whole picture was.
As the Caped Crusader, the pressure was on Keaton to measure up physically.
So the preparation that I did, aside from basic things that I think you always have to do, was getting in shape, because I had to be very physical in this movie, and I had to be physical within a real confining and constricting suit. You understand?
Right.
And actually, I couldn't get too big because I couldn't fit in the suit if I was too big, and I couldn't get too small. I couldn't lose too much weight because then I'd rattle around inside the suit.
Batman was a huge hit, and of course that meant a sequel was in the works. Unfortunately, Michael had previously made it known he disapproved of sequels.
You know what? Someone made up that quote. I said, usually I hate sequels because usually they're no good. Someone said, I said sucks. I don't use that word. I'm smarter than that word.
So it took some convincing to get Michael on board for Batman Returns.
Do I want to do it like today as we're sitting here? Right now? Nah, not right now. But sometimes it sounds like a good idea. I don't know, honestly, you want to know the truth? I don't think about it very much. There's other things I'd rather do first.
Keaton did come up with things to do, starring in Pacific Heights and One Good Cop. Then, to everyone's surprise, he returned to Gotham City for Batman Returns.
I didn't think I would do it because I just didn't think that all the elements would come together, like the same director and a good story and I didn't know that they would assemble good actors, and I just didn't think it would happen again.
Keaton found the role much easier the second time round.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable in doing the role the second time. I knew a lot of things about the character that I didn't know the first time, and I saw the first one, so I knew what worked and what didn't.
Following his success as the Caped Crusader, Michael was offered more than just comedic roles, and he jumped at the chance to show off his acting range by playing a man dying of cancer in My Life.
This movie made me hang on to certain feelings or thoughts or decisions longer than you would had I not done this movie, you know, in terms of how fragile life seems sometimes, and how unbelievably fortunate, you know, I am, and
Most of us are.
Now a respected dramatic actor, Keaton hadn't forgotten his first love, returning to comedy in films like Speechless and Multiplicity.
What's up, Doc? Everything okay?
Desperate Measures gave Michael the chance to be the bad guy when he played a violent, incarcerated sociopath.
I was asked for this part early on. I did investigate the possibility of playing the other part because I was thinking about that, and if I would have really pushed for it, I could have, but I didn't want to really push for it because this was the better role for me at this time.
The character wasn't likeable, and he wasn't a straightforward bad guy. The challenge for Keaton was showing the human side of the man.
Yeah, that's very tricky. That was very, very tricky because you couldn't show too much of that. You could only maybe let a little of that out at certain points in the movie, and I mean that much out at certain points in the movie, because I knew what had to happen in the script and what the plot was, and so you had to show that it came from someone who had maybe the slightest bit of humanity in him. Very subtle, very, 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 very beyond subtle, and you just had to pick your spots where you could show that.
To convincingly play the prisoner, Michael hit the gym.
I'm usually in pretty good shape just because I like to be. There was that weightlifting scene, which is what a lot of prisoners do, so I'm not that big, physically that big, so I wanted to make myself physically bigger.
Keaton changed his physical appearance again when he played a snowman in Jack Frost.
And I gained some weight to play Jack Frost, and now, thank you for the compliment, I'm starting to get in shape for...
It was difficult doing the voice for the snowman because we were very limited as to what the snowman could do. Unlike an animated film where you're pretty unlimited, this was very limiting.
Throughout his career, Keaton's continued to choose a wide variety of roles, appearing in the thriller White Noise, then jumping across to family flicks like Herbie Fully Loaded. Keaton recognises the importance of reinventing characters like Herbie for a new generation, and to keep the studios turning a profit.
For the economics of the movie industry, it is. Because, there's not much of a profit margin, so it makes sense to make these to keep the industry going, I think.
Michael Keaton's career started in stand-up comedy, but he's gone on to impress with intense performances in everything from comedy to gritty dramas to action flicks. Stay tuned to Star Picks for all the movies you know and the actors you love. Broadcast in glorious high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For more of the best in entertainment news, check out your movie network channels. It's altogether better, on screen and at mnc.tv.